Last week on the Bitcoin Tarot podcast, Cosmic Conroy's Tarot predicted greed and confusion will lead to defeat. Meanwhile, Charting Chad's analysis showed the price was likely to rise but to turn back down before 7,500. Then the price of Bitcoin rose up as high as 7,100 before turning back down over the last few days, ending the week about 5% up. Conroy gets a grade D and Chad gets a grade A. Their GPAs are now 2.4 and 3.2. Technical analysis extending its lead again. But what will happen to the price this week? Are we heading back to new lows? Presenting our first contestant, reading the cards, it's Cosmic Conroy! You are very welcome. You know, I could argue that we did in fact suffer defeat and confusion on Tuesday and that the market's been in freefall since, but I expect that's why the judges gave me a D and not an E. Still, let's do better this time. We'll do our usual 4-card reading with 1 card representing the past, 1 card representing the current moment, 1 card representing the future, and 1 card representing an overall reason for the timeline. So let's begin with the first card. And that card is the Queen of Cups. She's nurturing and she is kind and generally quite good. So that seems to make sense in that at least the first half of last week the price was rising and things were looking good. But what's happening right now? Let's see with our next card. The 5 of Cups. Disappointment. It has been disappointing ever since we topped on Tuesday. The price going forwards, downwards, instead of going forwards, upwards. We like it when it goes down to the right. But yes, I think the cards are doing quite well so far. We were happy and content, but since have suffered disappointment. So what comes next? Let's see with our card representing the future. Ah, very bullish. It's the 6 of Discs. This is good news. The 6 of Discs represents wealth and it represents generosity and human spirit. So it would seem that our disappointment is going to lead to success. But why? Let's have a look at our last card. Ah, the 3 of Discs. Works. It's hard work which will lead to our success. And so, the meaning of the reading becomes clear. Last week's nutritious and warm rise led to disappointment in the top. But we will soon see hard work leading to success. The top was disappointing, but hard work will lead to success. Until next week, may the Bitcoin bless you. And now, representing the technical analysis crew, it's Charting Chad! It was pretty nice last week, watching the price go up, and then at 7,200, not even 7,200, it drooped back down again. Didn't even reach the 7,500 that I thought it might conceivably reach, and it didn't. Let's see what it's going to do this week. Looking at the weekly candles first, as always, we've got all of the moving averages in maximum bearish configuration still, and the price still below all of them, so this is not good news. Adding in some markup, we've got a descending triangle here, which is likely to predict a lower price for Bitcoin later. We've also got this descending wedge, which again also predicts a lower price for Bitcoin later. All in all, over time, likely to return to the 2016 trend. In the more current moment, on the daily candles, we can just see the little droop of the last couple of days as the upwards momentum ran out. Adding in some markup there, we've got the obvious cock and balls pattern, otherwise known as the head and shoulders. We can see we've just reached over the prior high and are now testing it from the other side. And if that goes well and it goes up, that could be good. It could be good, but I don't think it's likely to because of all these reasons you can see on the hourly chart. The 250 is in the way, the 128 is in the way, the 200 is in the way, the downtrend is in the way, the prior high is in the way. All of these things will probably cause the price to go back down if it doesn't go back down already. So all in all, I think we're likely to see the low 6,000s by next week. That's it from me. Keep your stop losses tight and look after each other. Safe trading, boys and girls.
The Bitcoin Tarot podcast needs your support to fund a longer format show. If you want more detail and perhaps some altcoins to be examined, send donations to any of these 4 addresses. Whichever coins have the most money when we hit the target will get a special side reading from both Chad and from Conroy. Remember, if you can't donate, you can always like and upvote and share our links to while away the hours until we once again ask the question: can the tarot beat technical analysis in next week's Bitcoin Tarot podcast?